Boys and girls, hello.
Hello.
We got Clark Bartram today.
Yes, we do.
It is Saturday.
Yep.
Saturday, and we got to talking, so we thought we'd jump over here on the couch and talk.
After a 2-hour drive for me to come up here from Escondido, just putting that out there. Okay.
You didn't come up.
Yeah.
I've come down to your place
Once.
back in '62. So we got to talking, and what is nice is that we've both been in the industry since the beginning of time. So there's a lot of things that we've done and been through. And I want to surprise him with one thing today, and that is...
you can actually give me something today?
I can give you something
I'll
today.
leave here with some supplements and protein powder.
Go raid the closet. It's all
Right.
there. Besides out angling him right now, just wanted to make this clear.
It's a WWE trick he learned back in camp.
I did.
Always be in front at an angle because you look way bigger. And I mean, come on, does he even need that advantage? But he'll take it anyway.
It is true.
And I'm fine with it because he is the Titan after all. But go ahead.
Thank you, sweetheart. One of the things I want to talk to you about is that we both talk about things that we've done, not just read about. And I noticed that with society now, there's so much literature on what's the possibilities. If you diet this way, this is a possibility. If you diet this way, this is a possibility. But I don't see a lot of people doing it over a period of time to test it. And what I like is that we test ourselves now, or in the last 15, 20 years, more than we ever did when we competed.
Mm-hmm. I'll agree with that.
And I think we love this more now than we did when we competed.
I see more benefits of it now than when we competed because to me, competition was all it was. But for me now, as a 55-year-old guy, it's about life, it's about quality of life, it's about longevity, it's about all of those sorts of things.
Longevity.
Yeah.
So longevity just means living a long years, or what does it mean?
Oh, it could mean some things to some people, you know, long, but no, it is about having a long quality of life.
There we
longer.
go. There we go. Right. I didn't feed him that. Did you
Right.
see that? I just lobbed it up.
Yeah.
Because I noticed a lot of people talk about longevity, and my thing is they talk about it, but they talk about it in the sense of they're already old and they're hey, I'm 40 and I'm good for 40, or hey, I'm 50, I'm good for 50. And to me, it seems as though, or at least for me, longevity is about a 55-year-old guy that, first of all, doesn't look 55, doesn't move 55, that has the strength of a youngster, and they can go out and ball with 20-year-olds, if not younger, like you do. That to me is longevity. Function of life. I don't care if you're 70, if you can't get off the couch and move, that's not longevity.
No, it's not longevity at all. And something I've been saying a lot in videos, and I think you've got what we're trying to get to, is creating a quality of life based upon what we're doing. We go in, we lift weights. So many people only know us as these bodybuilders, weightlifters, fitness models, or whatever you want to label us as, but there's so much more to that, and we're realizing that with this age thing. And something that I've been talking about a lot lately is giving yourself a physiological advantage over your chronological age. And you've done that better than anyone that I know on the planet, honestly. Because people talk about reversing the aging process. Listen, you can't do that. It's impossible. You cannot turn back the hands of time. But you can give yourself a physiological advantage over your chronological age.
I love that.
You know, and that's something that I've been saying a lot lately because there's truth to that. So Mike always talks about training heavy to give your joints and your ligaments the strength that is going to enable you to not have injury and have quality of life for longer time. And when I see him in the gym training, look, I really get that it's not always about how much you can lift, but the ancillary benefit that he's getting from that is all of these joints here he's strengthening. So over time, he's not going to be the average 55-year-old or 50-year-old. He's going to be, like he was saying, not even good for a 50-year-old. He's just flat out good, period. I don't care if you're 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That's how you have to really start framing it in your mind, in my opinion. I think we're both in the corner.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to repeat that or correct anything there because you said it all.
And I said it really good.
And you really did, man. No, my linguistic lessons are not caught up to yours, so I'm going to have to hold off on that. And I think that I just wanted somebody else to clarify something. And I wanted somebody else, not just somebody in the fitness world, because I think
someone who's old.
Someone that's actually done this. And what we're trying to give you is not how to get started. We're trying to tell you what we did when we started, what we've done through this career. You're seeing the finished product of this. You're not seeing the beginning of the story or the middle of the story. You're seeing the end of the story of where we are still kicking ass.
It ain't the end, brother.
I know. You know what I mean, though.
I see no, it's really funny because Mike and I have been friends for a long time, okay? And we're going to get beyond this this surface level conversation of what it is to be looking a certain way. You have to go deeper than that. And when I talk about Mike when Mike's not around, I always refer to him as, the best way I can describe it, as a phenom. In this life, there are always people who are going to rise above everybody else in whatever activity they're involving themselves in. Let's take, Tiger Woods, for example, at his peak. He was regarded as a person that nobody could touch. And then you have Michael Jordans of the world and all of these phenoms who rise above the rest, not because of genetic ability alone, not because of any of that, because it's a combination of all of these things put together. So I often find myself referring to Mike as this phenom, which I really, truly, honestly believe he is. And people ask me all these questions, is he doing this, is he doing that? I'm going to look you straight in your face on this camera and say, I 100% absolutely believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that this man is just a phenom, period, straight. Otherwise, dude, I freaked out the other day, and I showed that picture off of you in high school at 240 pounds. How many high schoolers do you know that are like that? And it's impossible for someone to maintain that forever unless they have a good work ethic, unless they're consistent, unless they get up every day doing it. And his sister's here, and she could attribute to the fact that this guy's been getting up at 5 a.m. for his entire life or earlier, doing this same thing. So when he says you're looking at this polished aspect of who he is, that's really what it is, man. So I don't know, I just felt the need to kind of
Thank you, man.
Put that out there.
No, that was nice.
It's real.
No, I like that, and I think, like I was saying before you rudely cut me off, is that I wanted to bring somebody on here who is, first of all, articulate in the sense of understanding this, can tell you guys this, but also has done this. You're going to find a lot of experts online or people with incredible following, and that's great and that's hype. If you're 20, you should be in shape. That's just, how it is. If you're 30, you should be in decent shape. But to give the knowledge of understanding how to train as a young teenager, how to train in your 20s, to be a champion, but also to set yourself up for a win later on. And a delayed gratification is what we are talking about in longevity. There's things that you have to do and should try to do, and mostly around the mindset, so you can, when you're 40, when you're 50, be there. Because a lot of people say to me, man, I got time to get where you are. Listen,
don't slack, dude. I'm going to catch up to you someday. It's like you're waiting for them to catch you. Like, you think I'm just going to sit here and stop so you can catch up with me?
Two things. I want to say thank you for those comments that I'm at like, I don't know, you're looking at me like, hey, I want to get there, which is great.
Well, people aspire to be at your level, which is super cool.
But
even me, which I was 6'3".
If you think you have time to get there, you don't. Remember, like he said, when I was already 14, 15 years old, I was beastie. I was a pound lighter than a pound heavier than I am now. So it's trying to tell you that get going and you can be there when you're 20. Don't wait until you're 50 to be like this, because if you wait until then, you're not gonna be able to.
But you will get better over time, because I honestly believe, no BS, that in my mind, I cannot wrap my head around the fact that I'm 55 years old here in a month. I cannot, it doesn't register in my mind.
Can you take your shirt off and show them?
No.
Okay.
They don't want to see that.
He looks freaky, guys.
They don't want to see
you guys will see.
They don't want to see that. They don't want to see
what the? That's photoshopped already.
But they need to sit there, like today, for example. I have these two 20-something-year-old kids that my son played football with that come over to train at my house, and there's a whole big group of guys. But when I see them walking up the driveway, my mind just goes into this, okay, let's go. You know what I mean? And I cannot separate that from look what Mona's wearing.
So we are right now looking through the window. 3 minutes. All right, just you want to stay right there. Yeah, the dress is see-through. Sorry.
I can't separate
we'll edit that in later.
Right. I can't separate that from the fact that, okay, it's time to get after it. You know what I mean? And I just have fun doing that. That really is part of keeping young, is maintaining this youthful attitude towards everything.
Let me stop you and then
you
go back to this because I want to say
Okay.
something. The way they walked up there and you were like instantly in it and
Yeah.
you were back to who was doing that. When I walk in the gym today, every day,
Right.
I'm that 14-year-old kid going in the gym. And if you guys didn't hear that, I'm that 14-year-old kid going in the gym every time I go in the gym. I'm not Mike Ohearn now. I'm still that kid that loves this stuff and enjoys this stuff. And it's also that same mindset of 14 that I can get better and I'm still growing and I'm still competing with the greatest. Go back.
Well, I
just
think
wanna
you
say
have
that-
reason to maintain that because now more than ever, at 14, you didn't have 1.5 million eyeballs looking at you every day for inspiration. Now you do.
Yeah.
Think about the responsibility that goes with that. You know, in the comics, we were joking about that, but it says, you know, to whom much is given, much is required, and who is, you know, there's these dual personalities, right, with this superhero, which I often put you in that category because you really are truly that to so many people, and your freaking strength is out of this world. But that's beside the point. But with that responsibility, there's great responsibility that comes with that to 1.5 million people now. So you almost have become a product of what you've created in a sense that even if you wanted to quit, you can't now. You can't. It's just, it's part of what you are and what you've created. And that's a good thing.
No, that's a good thing. And I know we could talk about that for another hour.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Well, it's the truth. I don't want anyone here thinking, you know, like this is some BS, boost up Michael. I don't need to. Listen, when this thing goes off, I'll bust his balls all day long, and that's our relationship. But, you know, when you're being real and you're trying to communicate something to people out there, and look, and maybe I don't have 1.5 million followers, I never will, and I really don't care to necessarily. But even if there are 3 people following me watching this video, I want you to understand the level of respect I have for people, not just him, who put themselves out there as an example of what is possible at 50 years old, as an example of what you can do if you dedicate yourself to something, anything, and it doesn't need to be bodybuilding. It could be your profession. It could be your relationship. It could be a multitude of different things. It takes the same effort. You get up every day and you go to work, and don't expect instant results. Like Mike was saying, this is a process that accumulates over time, and you never have to say, well, I can't do that because I'm 50. Bullshit. I just don't.
Stop saying that.
Yeah, man.
Stop saying that.
When I'm playing football, there are 50-year-old dads on the sideline, and I promise you they're looking at me like, God, I wish I could do that. And I'm out there screaming, catching one-hand passes, running past 17-year-old kids. Woo! Yeah, let's go, come on. Like I'm in high school getting ready to try and play football, and I'm telling them, look, I'm not trying to impress a coach. I'm just doing what comes natural to me. And I know these dads are on the sideline, first of all, thinking, look at this idiot. But deep down, deeper, they're going, man, I wish I could do that. You know, and that's not me disrespecting anyone. That's me understanding that on the level of being a human, we all have a desire somewhere deep within that maybe it needs to be brought out. Maybe some things that have hidden that or covered that up. And maybe a guy like this can bring that out in you and help you understand that at 50 years old, this is probably the strongest man, it's the strongest man I know or will ever meet, period. And it is possible. And it doesn't happen by chance.
We're gonna wrap this up, but I just want to say we kind of went on a couple different things, and his biceps are crazy. But take away from this, if you can, the idea that you are different, the idea that you can achieve something, and the idea that time is not done. It's a mindset, guys. And if you're gonna sit here and chalk up my genetics or some other kind of thing, do you not think other people had genetics? Do you not think other people? It's one.
I got genetics, and look how much bigger you could fit my arm down inside you. I got really good genetics, like super stupid genetics. But look, it's not manifesting into what it is here. So accept yours.
Yeah, change it. Change your destiny, man. All right, and just believe in yourself so much that you you change your outcome, and stop saying things and giving yourself excuses. All right, and then we'll finish off right there. That's below the waist. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. Clark Bartram.
15 minutes exactly.
Look
Stop
at that.
right at 15.
We have to stop
5,
this.
4, 3.
Almost. And
let's